It's only advocates of the High Court who speak. Actually, I was very worried. So hi guys, let's have a few more people join in. Let's get to 50 people or more. I don't even want to say what you guys are doing because that is not legal today. It's not. So hi everyone, my name is Njeri Maina, for those who are new on this platform, and I am the member for Kirinyaga County. I'm the woman rep, and I am requesting all young lawyers, millennials, Gen Z, please make sure that you lawyer up today. You know, you guys know that I haven't been in court for like 3 years, and today I'm all lawyered up. Like I had to buy this suit in Kerugoya, just to make sure that I represent all the young people who were arrested in Kirinyaga County yesterday, because young people have a right to assemble. It is their choice. You can decide whether you want to picket, you can decide you don't want to picket, but Article 37 of the Constitution of Kenya, 2010, allows Kenyan citizens to assemble as long as they are not armed, as long as they are not disturbing peace, and voice their opinion on the three arms of government, whether it is the judiciary, the executive, or the legislature. It's quite unfortunate that we have 25 young people that are held up in the police station just because they chose to exercise Article 37 of the Constitution of Kenya. And I want to again call upon all young lawyers, please lawyer up today. You know, I'm a bit rusty in terms of practice, because when I took over this mandate of serving the people of Kirinyaga County, I took a bit of a break and a step back. But please, this is our civic duty as young lawyers to come out to represent the Gen Zs. Millennials, this is your time to shine. Gen Zs who already admitted, this is your time to do what is right by this country. Every generation has its purpose. Every generation has its wars to fight. The people that birthed multi-party democracy in Kenya gifted us the right to express ourselves, gifted us the right to belong to different political inclinations. So I am humbly requesting all young lawyers, lawyer up, suit up, let's meet in court. And I also want to thank the two leaders of Kirinyaga County, Senator Kamau Murango, Honorable Madenge, who are in court with me as we ensure we have protected and secured the release of all young people. And I want to say this with clarity and without an iota of doubt, that I will defend young people who are arrested for exercising Article 37 of the Constitution of Kenya, anywhere, no matter their tribe, no matter their religion, because it is something that I believe in. And it is a duty and an oath that I took when I took the oath of office to be an advocate of the High Court. I have a duty to defend the rights of all Kenyans. And that is what I'm doing. You can see my hair wasn't even done. I just combed it and jumped out of bed I didn't have any suit because I had not prepared, I had not anticipated that there are going to be any arrests arising from lawful assembly. So today I'm all lawyered up. I am not leaving the precincts of the court until every young person is released. And every young person has a right, and every accused person in general has a right to fair bail or bond terms. And that is why we're here, to make sure that we represent the young people of Kirinyaga County, and we do our duty. I know the events of last night were so unfortunate, the events of yesterday are so unfortunate, but we must all do our bit. You know, those who want to make noise, you can make noise. Those who want to insult others, you can insult others. You know, in our saying, we normally say that irumisitie andikaga. You know, it's not like it's going to be written on the top of my head. And of course, anyone who would say that on this post would be the biggest of them all. So, guys, we will be going back to court. We are just on a session break. They've already taken a plea of not guilty. Hi, Waishimiwa. Yeah, you can come say hi. Yeah, so Senator Madenge and Mheshimiwa Morango, incoming Governor 020, is going to say hi to you guys. We were all in court. Say hi.
Hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
Why are you clearing your throat like that?
We are here today with our lawyer, Gaceri, and she's doing a very good job. Yeah? And it's our wish that by the end of the day, this Gen Z will be out. See you guys.
So, asanteni guys, thank you for sharing the live, and of course, and giving your opinion, whether it is positive or negative. Thank you so much. Bye, guys.
Madam Speaker, the first thing I have to say is, first of all, I regret what happened in Nairobi County and across the country yesterday. What was supposed to be a peaceful demonstration was not peaceful. Lots of people ended up losing their lives. So many others were injured. And on top of it, a lot of people lost property. And Nairobi came to a standstill, as did many other parts of the country. And I want to appeal to the civil society organizations and all those that have good, huge followings on social media, that we have only one country. And if we do not respect that we have only one country and the situation that this country finds itself right now, with heightened unemployment, with limited budgets to fulfill the needs of the entire country, you know, just coming out and calling and, you know, thinking it's a beautiful selfie moment, let's undermine the police service and expect them to serve us. Seeing a policewoman get brutally kicked by the public, seeing another policeman get attacked. I'm not saying that what the police did in terms of exercising, you know, not exercising restraint and shooting innocent participants in the demonstrations. What I want to say is, when you push the police to the limits that we are pushing them, knowing that there's one policeman for 500, and when we threaten their own safety, then we are also asking for trouble. And I believe that everybody yesterday is culpable. It's not just the police that shot. Those who also called for these demonstrations and funded them and caused the mayhem that they did. Because if it's peaceful demonstrations, then no county will be on shutdown. But a lot of the country came on shutdown yesterday. When you say that you're having peaceful demonstrations for memorials, and then you end up saying you want to occupy State House, and that is where you're going, then you're actually looking to overthrow a government, and that cannot be allowed. We have to understand that we have one country, and we have to work together. We're in a bad place in terms of the economy, and the president is trying as much as possible to get us back on track as a country, but the opposition is taking advantage and trying to misuse poverty, trying to divide us on tribal lines, and trying to cause mayhem. The lives that were lost is not blood on the police hands. It's blood on the politicians that funded this. It is blood on the civil society movements. And I also want to talk to Kenya Law Society. You know, you're the law society. not just for the civil society. You're the law society for the entire country. You're the law society for that woman who lost her shop. You're the law society for that mother who lost her child. You're the law society for the many policemen that were also injured. So I really say that, you know, this country needs to take a break and focus on allowing the government to do the job that it wants to do. It's like they want to undermine the government so that they can actually move in. But that's not the way to win an election. Tell the public what you're going to do for them. Show them by example what you're going to do for them. Before I became an elected woman, leader of parliament, I was already a leader. I had already done the projects of Adopt a Light. I was already employing deaf people. What are you doing? You came out of government, you want to get into government, and you're promising things. We have a former Chief Justice who's also trying to do that. So for me, I really feel that we need to focus on ensuring that we have peace in this country.
Honorable Bensouda, what is out of order?
Don't tell me to sit. We are legislators. We
Honorable
Bensouda,
right, address the speaker.
Thank you, Speaker. I'm sorry I withdraw. What I wanted to ask, is it in order? We are debating NGCDF GAF, but I'm hearing very, very fundamental contribution on police brutality and any other issue that we should do. Could the contributor, the honorable member for from Nairobi County, explain whether that is related to enshrining NGCDF GAF into the Constitution? Thank you.
Honorable Passaris, by the standing orders, you will maintain relevance to the debate.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, but I cannot be ignorant of what happened in my county yesterday and in the country at large. As legislators and representatives of the people, it will be amiss on me not to offer condolences to all the people that have lost their loved ones and continue to lose their loved ones because civil society cannot hold itself and its horses, and the political wing is also trying to undermine the country. Madam Speaker, as I stand here, I speak as a patron of GAF. I have seen all these funds, GAF and NGCDF, being riddled with many court battles. And the thing is, nobody wants to understand the impact that these funds have on the society. When you look at NGCDF, the first time I came to know what was NGCDF when I got into Parliament was when the late Honorable Ken Okoth called me to Kibra and showed me we were opening a school that was funded by NGCDF. It was not him that funded it. It was not Kibra, Ken Okoth, who funded it. It was him, and him as the MP ensuring that the fund that was what was provided for Kibra was actually doing the job that it's supposed to be done, and making sure that the direction and the standards he's giving and guidance. But the fund was actually being oversighted by committee members appointed and an NGCDF board member. So they were the ones who took and owned the project. But him as the area MP would give leadership. For instance, I am the patron of GAF. GAF receives a lot of money, for Constituency Development Fund. GAF receives a lot of money in terms of various votes. One of the votes that we have is county-wide vote. And in the county-wide vote, when we realized that the committee members came and said, we have a problem with SGBV, we actually decided to save the money, look for the land, and we're putting up the first county-owned safe house and shelter in Nairobi County. That would not have been done if we just said that we leave everything to the governors and the executive. Nobody had thought of building a safe house in Nairobi. And I've seen a number of women reps also deal with safe houses, deal with rehab centers. So there are gaps and there are voids. And those gaps and voids are being filled with these funds. We also have a situation where, for instance, during COVID, we had Mama Fuas come to us and say, you know what, now we can't go into people's houses to wash clothes because of COVID. And our businesses are going down. This is how we raise our money. GAF together, the committee sat together and said, why don't we create stations for them to be able to operate? So we put in washing machines, dryers, and ironing boards and gave them the equipment so that they would be able to conduct their business. So that was something that a gap is bridged by the National Government Affirmative Action Fund. There's so many other projects. We also empower people to be able to start businesses in terms of posho mills, in terms of TV centers, in terms of motorbikes for the border. This fund has its role. And I believe to always be going into court, in and out of court, and derailing the progress of the funds in terms of bursaries, in terms of affirmative action, in terms of persons living with disability provisions, in terms of education, in terms of police stations. I've seen police stations funded. I mean, when you go to Ruaraka, Honorable TJ Kajwang has put a police station. These are gaps. We even had the judiciary once come and engage us as members of parliament and saying, you know, we need courts, and we want you to help allocate some money for us to build courts closer to the people. So for me, this fund needs to be entrenched in law so that it stops being taken to and from, so that it can continue the good work that it's done. After 20 years, you come back and say this fund should be gone. Do you know other countries actually want the fund because the MPs are not able to actually see that the grassroots is getting met in terms of its need. So, Madam Speaker, as I stand here, I really hope that we will be able to entrench this into law, and I hope that GAF can also be apportioned to a percentage like NGCDF, so as the economy grows, GAF fund grows. It cannot be a standard blanket 3 billion. It has to be entrenched into law so that we can be able to grow as the economy grows. So I stand here and I support all these funds so that we can be able to effectively deliver what we've been delivering to the grassroots in real time as it's required, through the various structures that have been put in place, where I am just a patron, the MP is just a patron, and we can be able to ensure that our people are served very well. Thank you very much.
Member for Nambale, Honorable Geoffrey Mulanya. For the very thoughtful time and sentiments they have been able to put together into this bill, so that finally, Honorable Speaker, the CDF, the GAF, and the newly added Senate Oversight Fund, Honorable Speaker, can finally be entrenched in the Constitution. CDF and GAF, Honorable Speaker, for so many years has been facing a lot of legal challenges. And this is an opportunity, Honorable Speaker, for us to be able to ensure that those legal challenges finally go away, Honorable Speaker. And we also deal with the ambiguity, Honorable Speaker, and we also have to make sure that the people understand the structures of CDF and GAF. Honorable Speaker, it has come to my attention that many people, even the beneficiaries of GAF and the CDF, Honorable Speaker, do not understand how the structure works. And Honorable Speaker, that is why you hear members, especially the patrons of NGCDF, Honorable Speaker, saying that students text them on their phones. Honorable Speaker, I think it's also high time that the people in this country and the beneficiaries and those people that run institutions and organizations, Honorable Speaker, understand how structures work. The NGCDF, Honorable Speaker, and GAF have a structure. And just to speak to GAF, Honorable Speaker, I wish the people knew that there's a structure that runs GAF. And Honorable Speaker, allow me to say this. The people who have attached GAF and NGCDF to members are not the members themselves, Honorable Speaker. They are the people outside there. Otherwise, Honorable Speaker, if you look at the structure, there is nowhere the member of parliament who is a patron of NGCDF comes into the running of the operations of NGCDF. Honorable Speaker, same to GAF. Myself, as a member of parliament, Honorable Speaker, being a woman rep, I do not run GAF. I am just a patron. I am just an oversight authority for GAF. I make sure that all the monies that have been allocated for GAF are actually used for that purpose. I ensure, Honorable Speaker, that the percentages that have been allocated for women economic empowerment, Honorable Speaker, are used for that particular purpose. The money that has been ring-fenced, Honorable Speaker, for bursaries and scholarships, Honorable Speaker, are used for that particular purpose. And Honorable Speaker, I must say that I am in full support of entrenchment of GAF and NGCDF because the importance of those two funds, Honorable Speaker, cannot be gainsaid. Honorable Speaker, before GAF came in and before NGCDF came in, for instance, my county, Honorable Speaker, there were no direct empowerment projects that go to the people. But with NGAF, Honorable Speaker, that needs to be entrenched in this constitution, Honorable Speaker, we now have members of the community, the women, the youth, the person living with disabilities, and other vulnerable groups able to access funds, Honorable Speaker, for empowerment. You find groups, Honorable Speaker, in the villages. A group like the Momba Boda Boda group in Tindred, Honorable Speaker, they have 300,000 shillings, Honorable Speaker, that they can use to better their operations as people who operate in the Boda Boda. Honorable Speaker, the Oasis Women group in Kabiet now, Honorable Speaker, they have the capacity to be able to run their businesses, to be able to have money to invest in business, to be able to get income, and to be able to have money in their pockets, Honorable Speaker. Courtesy of this same GAF, Honorable Speaker, today, Nandi County is boasting of more than 700,000 seedlings of kahawa that have been given out under the Mama na Kahawa program in Nandi County Honorable Speaker. That program, Honorable Speaker, in the next 3 years, you will be able to see proper fruits. You will be able to see lesser people going to the NGCDF offices, going into the NGAF offices to look for funds, because they can be able to run their, they can be able to pay their school fees, Honorable Speaker. And Honorable Speaker, this is equity that we have always looked for and that we have always asked that we see it in every aspect of this life. Honorable Speaker, I cannot even give adequate accolades to NGCDF. For me to be here today, Honorable Speaker, I am a product of NGCDF. I got bursary from the office, Gwen office, then Honorable Speaker, in 2013, in 2012. And I appreciate what NGCDF has done to me and to other vulnerable children who needed and require education. Honorable Speaker, when you walk around the constituencies that we come from, you will be able to tell where you are, courtesy of a branding that has been done under NGCDF. You will know whether you are in Mgwen, you will know whether you are in Likuyani, you will know whether you are in Sambweni, you will know where you are, courtesy of projects that have been done by NGCDF. And Honorable Speaker, I am in total support of this entrenchment so that, Honorable Speaker, these funds can continue giving services to the people, these funds can continue being important to the people of Kenya. Honorable Speaker, we are not doing this because we are members of parliament today. I can assure you, Honorable Speaker, that in 2027, September, during the swearing in, I will not be in this house. But NGCDF and GAF must be in this house, Honorable Speaker, so that it can be able to serve the people of Kenya post me and you who are sitting in this house, Honorable Speaker. So we are not doing this, Honorable Speaker, for us. We are doing it for the people of Kenya. We are doing it for the children of Kenya. We are doing it for the women of Kenya. We are doing it for the youth of Kenya. We are doing it for the PWDs of Kenya, Honorable Speaker, so that this fund, Honorable Speaker, can live beyond any member and any person who gets an opportunity to sit in this house. So, Honorable Speaker, with those very many remarks, I support the entrenchment of NGCDF, of NGAF, and Senate Oversight Fund to the Constitution of Kenya so that we can stop running battles in courts with the people who like going to court, Honorable Speaker, and deliver the services to the people of Kenya. I support, Honorable Speaker.
CDF Committee Chair.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me the opportunity to give my views and support the entrenchment of the Constitution of the NGCDF and GAF, and also the Senate Oversight Fund. Madam Speaker, first I would like to thank the Honorable Muriuki Karue, who did a good job. I was in this house, Madam Speaker, at that time. And before, there was nothing else people were doing in the rural areas. They were busy selling their cows and selling their produce to build schools. Schools were built exclusively by the parents who had children in school, and also well-wishers, Madam Speaker. But currently, with what has happened is a transformation of this country. We have lessened the burdens of the public through the provision of funds which are people-driven. The committees which have been set aside in and gazetted by the Attorney General are going to work tirelessly to make sure that the fund is managed and given the priority of the people of what they need. Madam Speaker, this fund is an equalizer to all. It makes those who are poor be able to take their children to school. It makes development equitable, no matter what kind of government is there. Even a dictatorial government with the existence of CDF, which can decide that there will be no money to a certain area based on political support, CDF will equalize. And everybody will be able to feel what they are paying in terms of taxes. Madam Speaker, we also want this, the funds to be entrenched, because we have had serious litigants in this country. I want to say for sure, Kenya has evolved into a very serious democratic country, never seen even in Africa, because everybody has a right to challenge whatever is done in this house. They go to court. They are also allowed to run in the street and they declare or give what they want what they require. So doing this is the right thing, so that we are able to shield this fund from being destroyed by litigants and others who do not wish other people well. Madam Speaker, if you compare what the NGCDF is doing in the constituencies, and you compare what the county governments are doing in the various areas, if you compare the schools built by CDF, the county government have only one responsibility in education: to build the ECD classes. And there are only 2 in every primary school. Madam Speaker, we are going to almost, after the enactment of the Constitution, to have the counties. We are in the 12th year or so. And in fact, the governors have not finished even building the nursery schools, only 2 classes. When in the CDF, the boards and the CDFCs who are there in the constituencies have been able to build classes, numbers. They are almost done with them. So, Madam Speaker, we need to support the enactment and entrenchment of this constitution so that we are able to support. I wish we had brought in the ward fund so that we can be able to remove some amount of money from the county government and give to the ward representatives, so that there will be a management system which is there in the ward, so that we see development on the ground. But here, since we have not been able to get it in this time, I hope members can think about it so that we can have a ward fund as part of the entrenched fund which is required, which we get money from the counties. Madam Speaker, when you look at the counties' money which they are given, 400+ billion, and you compare with what the CDFCs in every constituency get, almost a total of about 54 billion. It is just like day and night. And that is why at the end of every term of a member of or the governors, they usually pass through court to be washed before they go home. So we do not know how we are going to protect the money of Kenyans from being misused. Madam Speaker, the reforms which will be required in these 2 funds after the entrenchment, I wish that members should think about how we shall have to give real strict rules and regulations and the act itself to the board, so that they can be able to manage the fund effectively. If we are going to have if we entrench this, we need to think about what do we want to make sure that these 2 funds or the 3 funds are going to go through so that we are able to make it perfect and out of the litigation area. Madam Speaker, we want to say to make Kenyans live better, to make Kenyans have their children go to school, to make development of even the women community in this country and all other disabilities, the only solution is the NGCDF and the GAF, and therefore I wish to support that we do entrench these funds into the Constitution. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Member for Wajir West, Honorable Yusuf Mohammed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me this opportunity also to support the entrenchment of NGCDF, GAF into the Constitution. Madam Speaker, Kenyans have spoken. We have done public participation everywhere in this country. And Kenyans have overwhelmingly supported this bill. That clearly shows the trust the people of Kenya have in NGCDF and the GAF. But Madam Speaker,